it is one of Hollywood's most infamous unsolved mysteries. The case of the Black Dahlia has haunted Tinseltown since 1947, when the dismembered body of aspiring actress Elizabeth Short was discovered in a vacant lot in Los Angeles.
Now, 79 years later, a new docu-series is pulling back the curtain on Hollywood's most notorious murder and shining a light on never-before-seen evidence implicating the murder location and a primary suspect. The goal: to finally give Short's family the closure and answers they've been denied for decades. To tell us more, we're joined by two members of that investigative team, Jeff Thomas and Leslie Thompson. Welcome to the show. Jeff, we'll start with you. What led you to pick up this investigation after almost 80 years?
Yes. Well, first of all, greetings from this side of the pond. Thank you so much for having us on. We totally appreciate it. And what really kicked this entire thing off was just a chance a meeting with an individual that had been actually, he was the son of the lead investigator on the case. And when I had directed a movie, an actor had introduced me to him. And we just started talking, and he ended up confiding in me something that his father had told him many, many years ago when he was only 10 or 11 years old about the case. And he made his son to promise never to repeat it. But now being later in years and the case never been solved, he felt like he wanted to confide in us with that. So we were actually armed with one piece of information that nobody else had known about the case. So when we started this, we didn't have any preordained idea who the suspect was. We just knew we had one piece of information, and we decided to put together an all-star law enforcement team, both retired and current law enforcement officials, to help us put this entire thing together to see if we could move the thermometer with bringing peace to Elizabeth Short's family and also closure for the victim.
Yeah, fascinating. Now, Leslie, in 2022, you joined the investigation and conducted a new forensic examination of one of the case's primary crime scenes. What did you uncover there?
That's correct, I did. I was very lucky to be asked to be involved in this project. So when we examined this crime scene, it was almost like an archaeological dig, because you have to get down to what was exposed in this room, almost 80 years ago. And we were very lucky to find that there were many layers of drywall and other materials that were put over the original lath and plaster that made up the walls of this location. So that gave us the potential for having these areas actually covered up and preserved. We found in the main room areas that tested positive for blood. They didn't have the coloring of blood, so they had been cleaned away at some point in time, but still tested positive using a very well known and used chemical reaction. We were able to take samples from the wall. And we also found a secret room, a hidden room, that ended up linking to the information that Jeff had about the location in a way that was incredible, just amazing.
It's fascinating stuff. Jeff, you've created a public petition calling for the LAPD to release restricted case files. What are you looking for?
We were looking for one document in particular because, again, this whole thing has been evidence-based, victim-focused, and we've only followed where the evidence has led us. So we have the evidence to back up to say who did this. We have the evidence to back up to say where the crime actually occurred. And we also have the evidence to back up what the murder weapon was, because the LAPD has never even figured that out themselves. We believe we know what the motive is for this case, but we don't want to put out anything at all that we cannot corroborate through different case files or eyewitnesses' accounts. And for this particular thing, for us to be able to be the definitive word and to be able to put this case to bed, we want to say what that motive was. In order to corroborate what we believe the motive is, we need to see Elizabeth Short's official autopsy report, which is a public document. But for some reason, the LAPD, and we've been working with them for over 5 years, working directly with the chief of police for a year, We've tried to get it released. They'll green light it and then step back, green light it and step back. And we haven't been able to see it. And again, to bring definitive closure to the family, we need to see that autopsy report. So we put together a petition. It's at change.org/justice for Elizabeth. Again, that's change.org/justice for Elizabeth. And we're asking everyone that believes that there needs to be more transparency from Elizabeth to Epstein and everybody in between to help support us to get the closure for the family in a general more sense of transparency across the globe as well.
Wow, you've got so much passion and interest in this case. It's no wonder it's hooking the world. Look, for all the details on how you can sign the petition and learn more about Deconstructing Dahlia, head to themorningshow.com.au. And Jeff and Leslie, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you
for
It's an
having
honor to be
us.
here.